For a big final change-up, we made a huge design adjustment to the front of this Bronco
and provide the Bronco with a bit more personality. And speaking of personality, we wanted to add a cool custom vinyl wrap to invoke Rod Hall's iconic 1969 Bronco paint scheme.
Well, the first two stages of this build had a bumper winch combo. For the final Baja theme, we switched to this OE Plus DV8 bumper. While this bumper doesn't have winch mount accommodations, we think it fits the look of our Baja theme a little bit better. Like the late 60s Broncos that this is based off of, this bumper is a high clearance, beefed up version of the original. And with the OE Plus, we can install a second set of Hella Blackmagic light pods and a light bar as well. The light bar, with its blacked out lens, fits so perfectly that you can barely see it in there. Now we have a classic look with some modern parts. And the great part about these new Broncos, DV8 and companies alike, is there's so many bumpers to choose from, you truly get to choose one and make it your own. But just remember, if you didn't choose a winch combo like we did, you'll have to rely on the driver skill, skinny pedal, and the other parts chosen. This has been a great build for our team here at Summit Racing, and we have learned a lot and wanted to share some insight about bumper selection. While there are many options, if you do choose a winch bumper, there are three main types that all have their benefits and disadvantages. You have the high mount winch bumper, which helps with ground clearance and approach angle but restricts airflow. Then you have a low mount that's below the bumper. These are limited options currently, but from what we have seen, it can be hard to reach when underwater or in a situation where limited room or an obstacle is an issue. Activating the clutch or plugging in the winch remote could be a chore depending on the circumstance. Also, being mounted in the lower third of the vehicle, it's going to be subject to a lot of stuff. So wet roads, water crossings, road grime, and if you live where it snows, this probably isn't the best choice. Finally, you have the mid-mount hybrid version, like our early stage bumper. This is a great compromise between a high and low winch mount. You still have a full wind force for cooling, it's accessible, but you do sacrifice a little bit of approach angle. So take a look at Summit's selection of bumpers and call the expert staff if you have any questions or concerns when you're choosing a Bronco bumper.
Now let's go ahead and get our skid plate installed. Now that we got our skid plate installed, we can move on to our bumper. Before we bolt the bumper on the vehicle, we're gonna go ahead and get the thing bolted together and get the lights stuffed in it. Now this bumper assembles much just like the other one. It has two outer pieces and an inner piece, so we're gonna throw our foam gaskets on the ends and then get our wings bolted on. Now we're gonna go ahead and bolt our wings on. So now we'll go ahead and install our center light bar brackets. With these brackets in, now we can go ahead and get our light bar installed. Now with that all bolted in, we're ready to install the bumper. So before we put our bumper on, there's something we do have to address. A lot of these Bronco models are equipped with adaptive cruise control. When you go to an aftermarket bumper, you're gonna need to relocate that module. DV8 thought of everything, and they have this cool little relocation bracket that they made.
It takes about 2 hours to do the whole deal, and you're gonna modify this plastic here and a couple other odds and ends, and this bracket's gonna end up sitting somewhere right about here. So that's just something to think about if you wanna go to an aftermarket bumper. It's something else you have to do. And you're also gonna wanna test to make sure the adaptive cruise control works well before you go relying on it, because you don't want any mishaps. So since we don't have to worry about it, we're gonna go ahead and throw our bumper on. So that's it for our bumper segment. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Summit Racing YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any more of our Bronco build or any of the other cool stuff we post. I'm Justin with Summit Racing. Thanks for watching.